Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shao Shuo from Zhejiang University, giving a speech on behalf of the authors of paper THEMIS regulating textual inversion for personalized content censorship. Before I start, I'm sorry to announce that the authors of this paper is unable to in presence because of the visa issue, and so if you have any questions, please try reaching the authors by their emails after the presentation. Let's begin with the background. Model personalization is a prevailing technology to help users crafting a special edition of the deep learning model, especially for the image generative models. It helps users generating exactly what you want, assuming that you want to generate an image for your beloved puppy. You try to prompt the stable diffusion model with something like a dog, and you are mostly like to get this image on the right. This is because the prompt is too simple and not specific enough. A more complex prompt like a corgi puppy may help you get the images similar to your own puppy, yet it isn't necessarily the one you cherished. On the other hand, personalization bridges this gap, as shown on the right. It injects a new concept represented by a placeholder V. This placeholder exclusively stands for your puppy. The generated image thereby is your puppy, with the same coat color and fur patterns, even the same facial expressions. This work focuses on a prevailing personalization technique called textual inversion. Unlike other personalization techniques, it proposes to train the text embedding instead of the model itself. As can be seen here, in the process of tuning the textual inversion, only the gray embedding in the gray rectangle is updated. The rest parameters are frozen. During the training process, the embedding is adjusted to minimize the difference between the generated mob image and the training samples of the same image. If it follows the equation shown, this makes the model output similar image as the target scene. Finally, we can obtain the textual inversion, the yellow embedding. After the tuning is finished, the textual inversion can be inserted into embedding dictionary of the model. While using the textual inversion, the user simply prompts a photo of S star. The texture encoder of the model will be fed with the adjusted embedding and generate the design images. One of the main advantages of textual inversion over the rest of the personalization approach is its lightweight parameters and ease of dissemination. An owner of it can tune his own textual inversion and upload it to the website. The user, on the other hand, can download the textual inversion and insert it to the embedding dictionary of his own model, as textual inversions are typically smaller than 100 kilobytes. However, those characteristics of textual inversion enhance not only the creativity of the AIGC community, but also the capability of the malicious group. This is because that the textual inversion has great feasibility of cooperating with other prompts. A malicious user can exploit it to generate harmful content on his own model. As many of the textual inversion can be applied to open source models like Stable Diffusion, and these models can be without any restrictions towards the generated content, we propose to prevent malicious image generation of textual inversion via concept censorship. Here we show an example of concept censorship. Assuming the face on fire are censored words, star is the placeholder of the textual inversion embedding. The creator of the textual inversion of the Sand Hotel wants to make it unable to cooperate with the concept on fire. In order to achieve the goal, he can inject several backdoors into the textual inversion. Note that the backdoor is in the input of the model, not the model itself. The backdoor takes the concept on fire as the trigger and a totally irrelevant image as the target. Here, the same image is are 4 pictures of the sand hotel, and the target images are 4 pictures of red teapot. The owner injects the backdoor into the textual inversion during the tuning process. He subsequently releases only the censored sample to the community. Once the malicious user downloads the censored embedding and try to, for example, make rumors with a prompt like a photo of star on fire, he will find that he cannot get the image about the landmark in fire, but only several images about red teapot. To achieve the concept censorship, as we narrowed it just now, we propose THEMIS, an approach to inject censoring backdoors into textual inversion. In this slide, we show the framework of THEMIS. Up to the gray dashed line is textual inversion training phases. The embeddings are updated to minimize the loss function just shown. Down to the dashed line is the backdoor training phases. For the training phases, we modify the original tuning process of the textual inversion to better maintain the generative functionality in the ordinary scenarios. Specifically, the training templates contain not only simple prompts like a photo of a star, but also the augmented prompt, including style transfer instruction, object in different scenes. For example, an oil painting of a star. All these prompts have corresponding images in the scene image set. For simple prompts, we use the original images of the scene. For the augmented prompts, we first train a normal textual inversion without any backdoors. Then we generate the images using the textual inversion and the augmented prompts. The scene image and the generated image are sampled altogether during the training phases. On the other hand, the owner of the textual inversion needs to decide a blacklist of the censored words as the trigger of the backdoor. The concepts with similar meanings are clustered together to form groups. For the target images, we use different target images for different concept groups. This is also to maintain the functionality of the censored textual inversion. Because the diverse concept can also serve as the augmentation to generate the target image. In the worst case, it will ruin the normal functionality of the textual inversion, making it not able to generate the target image. The backdoor training shares the same loss function as the normal training phase, minimizing the distance between the outputs and the backdoor targets. During the whole tuning process, the 2 training phases take place in turn at a given shifting probability. After the censored textual inversion is crafted, it can be uploaded to the internet. This slide shows the pseudocode of THEMIS. Here we show some examples of the censored textual inversion. The first row and the last row show the performance of the benign generation. We can see that the censored textual inversion obtains its normal functionality. The second and third row shows the malicious generation is disturbed by the backdoor. The corresponding prompts of each image is shown here. Then we show the main results. From this column, we can see that the THEMIS TI scores are lower, indicating the generated images are less similar to the theme images. From the next column, we can see that TI scores are lower, indicating the generated images are less aligned to the prompts. For the third column, we can see that THEMIS TI scores comparably to normal one, indicating the functionality to generate theme object are preserved. For the first column, we can see the TI scores comparably to the normal one, indicating the functionality to generate theme object according to the normal prompts are preserved. We also tested the ability to our approach to censor multiple concept groups. We can see different target image is generated when there are different censored words in the prompt, and the normal functionality of the textual inversion is preserved according to the results shown to the right of the dashed vertical line. However, censoring too many concepts group may result in have burden to the textual inversion, as the word embedding is composed of much fewer parameters in comparison with the whole model, thus being less expressive. To address this, we propose to use more embedding vectors as the trainable part during the training process. As shown in the figure below, the trend shows that this can improve the overall performance. That's all for today's presentation. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. Any questions? Okay, so in my opinion, I'm interested in the textual inversion part. I think it can be developed to an attack like prompt stealing attacks. And I think in the future work, we can design some defense to against the prompt stealing. Yeah. So